everybody. It is February. I'm so glad it's finally February. I swear, January 2018 was the month that would not end, and it was insane. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about January 2018, because seriously, it was like, this is the month that never ends. Good grief. So yeah, it's finally February. So I'm going to do my January favorites. I'm going to share some things with you that I used a lot of in January. These are holistic items, spiritual items, all that good stuff, some witchy items. So I guess let's just get right into it. All right, January was kind of a crazy month. There were a lot of highs, a lot of lows, and it was just kind of crazy. So there was definitely a lot of grounding happening over here, and kind of like transmuting energy over here. So for that, I had just trusty, what am I trying to say? Smoky quartz. So this is one of my favorite pieces of smoky quartz that I have. I got this at a shop in South Carolina. I can't remember the name of it. But I love it. And if I can think of the name, I'll put it in the comments or the description box. So smoky quartz is definitely one of the most famous popular quartz varieties. But this is an excellent grounding stone. So this is a crystal to keep with you when you are trying to keep your energy grounded. You're kind of feeling maybe a little frazzled, or you're having a lot of ups and downs and everything, and you kind of want to just have that stable, grounded energy. Smoky quartz is excellent for that. This is also really good at like filtering energy. So if you're kind of dealing with some stuff, you're maybe dealing with some things that you're trying to like release or move through, and they may not be the most pleasant. Smoky quartz is great at kind of like filtering out that energy and helping to ground it. Sorry, my kitty is trying to jump up here. So yeah, smoky quartz is great. I, a lot of the time, would just hold this and just rub it. Not even do anything special with it. No kind of special meditation or visualization or anything. And that's what's awesome with crystals. You don't always have to have some sort of great purpose to be using it. You literally can just hold on to it. And, you know, rub it, have it near you. You can also definitely do different meditations with it, which is what I did also. I did like some grounding visualizations, some rooting visualizations as well. So smoky quartz was totally near me for January. I love it, love it. Actually, I'm going to keep this in my lap while I film. So speaking of grounding, an oil that I used a lot for January was Siberian fir. Oh my God, this oil is the best. Like, just smelling it, it's one of those oils that when I smell it, I make that sound. I'm like, It just, oh my God. I just want to smell it all the time. This was in my diffuser a lot for January, and I would even just take it out and smell it. But Siberian fir is really good. All tree oils are really good at helping to ground your energy again. Siberian fir is also particularly good. It's basically kind of like smoky quartz, but in liquid magical plant form, because it helps to filter out any energy blockages and any energies that you're dealing with that you're like ready to release. It helps to filter those out, especially issues that are like older memories that you're trying to release, and even like family or ancestor stuff that you're holding on to that you're trying to release. Siberian fir helps to kind of bring those things to light and helps to filter them out and helps you work through them and release them. So that's a really good spiritual way to use Siberian fir. Emotionally, it's an extremely uplifting oil. So while it is very grounding, it really is excellent at helping to raise and boost your mood, which, yeah, January was tough, and it's winter here in Ohio. I think I've said this on so many of my videos, but Ohio in the winter is just gray skies, and it's really tough on my mood and seasonal moods and stuff. So Siberian fir, you smell it, and it just instantly just makes you feel like, okay, things aren't so bad. I can work through this. And then physically, Siberian fir is good for the respiratory system. So if you're having any sort of congestion or anything, you can rub it onto your chest, which my daughter had a really bad cold the end of January. So we had Siberian fir in the diffuser. You can also apply it to your chest. And it's also really good for your circulatory system and muscle fatigue. So if you're somebody who likes to work out and your muscles are feeling it, rub some Siberian fir with some coconut oil into your muscles and it will totally help you out. Oh, I love this oil. All right, so also speaking of things to make you happy, let's talk about the Happy Drops from Calma Mama. I love Calma Mama. I love it. I first found them in the Goddess Provisions box. This one I purchased just myself, not from one of the boxes. But it's got all kinds of delicious herbal extracts and essences in it, and it's just, oh my god, it's amazing. And you just take it and put a few drops under your tongue. It tastes good. I love it. It tastes like just like a tea, like a cup of herbal tea. But it's made with herbs to specifically boost your mood and make you feel happy. So I used a crap ton of this all of January because Mama needed help getting happy. So I was using a lot of that, which I love it, love it. And I have their sleepy drops too, which, oh my god, those knock me the F out. So if you are somebody who's having a hard time sleeping, check out their sleepy drops. They also have different kinds of drops too. They have like a focus blend, which I want to try because sometimes I need help focusing. And they have other ones as well, but Calma Mama. So I'll have all of these things linked below if you are interested. And let's move on to other things. Let's move on to decks. So there were two decks that I used a lot for January, a tarot deck and more of like an oracle deck. So the tarot deck that I used for pretty much every day in January was the Golden Tarot. And this one I used not for client readings. I used this personally for myself. And this was actually gifted to me by Spiral Sea Tarot on Instagram. She had cleaned out her little sacred space area and had decks that she didn't use, and she asked if anybody was interested in them, and I'd had my eye on the Golden Tarot, so I was like, yeah, I'm interested. And then surprisingly, she sent it to me, which was amazing. So this is the Golden Tarot here. I really, really love this deck. So basically, it's one of those where, so the major arcana are like illustrated with like characters and, more like story photos. But then the ace through 10 is just this. So if you're somebody who, you really like to have like the more pictorial photos, images in all of your cards, the minor arcana does not have that. It's just the symbols. So obviously here you see the 8 of swords. It's just 8 swords. So if you're somebody who really reads just like intuitively through the photos and stuff, this may not be the best deck, especially if you're just starting out. This might not be the best deck for you. But if you have like basic knowledge of what the different suits represent and what the different numbers represent, you could read with this. This one did not come with the guidebook, so I can't really speak on what the guidebook looks like. But the pages, knights, queens, and kings, they are illustrated. So there's the Knight of Wands, Judgment. But I really love this artwork. It's like vintagey, kind of reminds me of like the Renaissance time, kind of a little Art Deco-y even. I don't know. I really like this deck. I loved working with this all of January. And yeah, so I really, really suggest this deck. And again, I'll have a link for it in the description box. The other deck is the Compendium of Constellations by Black and the Moon. She is such a freaking doll. Her and I were talking on Instagram. Claire is who runs Black and the Moon, who created these decks. And this was back in December, and I was telling her, my birthday, or it was end of November even, I think. And I said, my birthday's next month. I'm finally going to treat myself to your Arcana of Astrology, because I really, really wanted this deck. And she was like, oh my gosh, it's your birthday. Here, I want to send you a gift, which was so amazing and thoughtful of her. And then she asked if I had this deck also, and I said no. And so she nicely threw this one in. And I was like, hell yeah, girlfriend. She is amazing. I love her. She's such freaking amazing human being. How many times can I say amazing? Anyway, I do love this deck, but surprisingly, I reached for this one, the Constellations one, a lot more than I reached for the Astrology one. Which I thought was kind of funny. So I'm really glad she sent me this one. But it is a freaking stunning deck. There are, 90 cards in this. Look at that. 90 freaking cards. And they are beautiful. They're all the different constellations. And I'm not familiar with my constellations, so a lot of these I was like, I'm learning something new. But she also nicely has the, like a keyword at the bottom. So Delphinus is message. Here we have Taurus for strengthen. Cancer, distract. But I mean, oh my God, aren't these beautiful, beautiful? Oh, I love these. So yeah, I used this a crap ton in January just for like little daily card pulls for myself. And also I found it pairs nicely with this deck. So I usually like to pull an Oracle card and a Tarot card for myself when I do daily card energy readings for me. And so I did find that these two pair nicely together. Because again, if you're not new to my videos, how stunning is this? You know that I like to pair Oracle. Like I love to play matchmaker for Oracle cards and Tarot cards. Like I always feel really kind of sad when I have a Tarot deck that like doesn't pair with one of my Oracle decks. I'm like, oh, buddy, we'll find you a mate soon. Or even I have Oracle decks too that I don't feel really fit with any of my Tarot decks. And I'm like, oh, guys, we'll find you a partner soon. I'm weird. All right, 2 more items. We have a book suggestion and then another fun item. All right, so the 2018 Biddy Tarot Planner is amazing. I love this. I feel like I've already talked about this. Maybe I have. I don't know. If I have, I'm talking about it again. So she had one from last year, and I did not get it, and now I'm wishing I had. So I got the 2018 one, and basically, okay, so first of all, it has a bunch of different kind of spreads in there. So here's like the chakra spread, so you can write it down, and I love that you can write the book. So here's the chakra spread. There's all different kinds of spreads for you to do. And then each month, so here's October, each month it's broken down into weeks. So then you pull your card or cards for the week to see kind of the energy ahead. And what I've been doing is here she has insights and actions. What I've been doing is kind of writing my insights. So I'll pull, it's usually a tarot and an oracle card for myself. And I write it down. I write it down here, the cards, and then I'll kind of write my insights. What kind of insights am I getting from the cards? What kind of message do I think is coming about? And then at the end of the week, I go back and I look at like, oh, okay, so this is what happened. This is how these cards transpired for the week, and this is kind of what I learned from that. So this is also a good way to go back, like if you do it that way, if you decide to kind of go back and just recheck with the cards. And this is a good way to see the intuitive messages that you get. Like, how do cards play out for you personally? Because everybody gets different meanings from cards sometimes when we're reading cards. So it's just a really good way to kind of see which cards mean which specific things for you personally. But you can really fill this out however you want. And then what I also am really loving, well, so it has each month. So here's April, and she has the card of the month, and it talks a little bit about the card, a ritual that you can do to connect with that card, and then also she shares some crystals that correlate with the ritual and that card for the month, which I thought is really cool. And then you can write your own insights for, your own messages and stuff that you're receiving for the card. I guess you could even pull like some cards for the month of April to see. But each month it has a section here for you to write your new moon intentions and your full moon intentions. And it has a little calendar here too that tells you when the full moon and new moon is. So I thought that's a really cool way to do that. So you fill out, like what you're going to do for the new moon. And then when the full moon comes around, you can see like, okay, what have I manifested from that? What could I possibly release now? So it's just kind of a great way for you to check in and, keep yourself accountable. And then let me pull this out. Sorry. Okay, so each quarter, they have, or she has, the manifestation spread. So you do this spread to kind of answer questions like, what are your goals for the next quarter? So for the next 3 months. And you can answer the questions, what do I need to release? What do I need to grow? What steps can I take? Blah, blah, blah. What might I experience over the next 3 months? And it's just kind of a way to help you like organize your energies, organize your thoughts and intentions, and what are you wanting to create and achieve over the next 3 months. And you fill this out, and then you can refer back to that too to help you create your new moon intentions. So whatever your goal is for the next 3 months, you can refer back to this and kind of the lessons and energy that the cards are pulling up. And that can help you set your new moon and full moon intentions. And then at the end of the 3 months, so basically at the end of each quarter, you have a reflection spread where you can go back and see, maybe where did I succeed? Where could I have maybe had a little more oomph in that quarter? And it's just such a great way to keep yourself accountable and checking in. And I love that it's all just right here in this book. And so it's organized. Rather than just having like a notebook or, a composition book or something and writing it in there. Although that's fine as well. But I just personally like how it's all broken down and organized and easy. I think it's really, really good. I've also found that I have been referring back to things more often because I do have a tarot journal where I will write things, because this I haven't been using for my daily card pulls, which I guess you could. Like on the calendar section, you could always write what cards you got for your daily card pulls, which actually, now that I'm saying that, I think I'm going to start doing, because it is interesting to look back and see like, oh my gosh, I've pulled the 3 of Cups so many times this month, and that could be a clue for you to look more into the meaning of the 3 of Cups and how is that relating to your life. Because when we have cards that show up over and over and over again, there's a message that we are not quite grasping that we're needing to grasp. So that's a good thing to keep track of. But anyway, so I've been referring back to my own manifestation spread and seeing like, okay, what do I need to release? Have I been releasing that? And like just really checking in. And oh my gosh, this whole video has turned into like a description of this. But that should just go to show how much I love this. So if you do not have this yet, get it. I will link it down below. You will not be sorry. You will love it. And then finally, the item that I used like all of January. I use this so much. I love it. Oh my god. And this video isn't even doing this justice. So this is my beautiful pendulum from Corey with Wilder Women. Wilder, WOMBYN, woman. But she makes beautiful pendulums. She even has a pendulum practitioner course online. She does a lot of goddess work, so you can do a session with her, which I did, to connect with whatever goddess is trying to work with you at this time and learn more about that goddess and how to work with them. Anyway, she's amazing. But I received this gorgeous pendulum specifically made for me with channeled information from my spiritual team. She has pendulums in her shop, like pre-made pendulums, which are stunning and gorgeous. But then you can also do a custom pendulum where you do a video call with her and she channels your spiritual team and you guys come up with your own design. But I mean, this was pretty much designed just from her and my spiritual team. I really had like no input in it. I mean, you can have input in it. But I loved everything that they came up with. So I have been using this a lot. I've had other pendulums, just like, here's this little, here's one that I made myself, which is fine. And then I have this, like a store-bought one that I got, which again, this was fine, but I never really felt connected to these pendulums, really. And they wouldn't always work for me either. And they just, I wasn't always in love with the energy. I was like, meh. Holy crap. This one, as soon as it got in my hand, it was like my hand was tingling. The energy was amazing. There's so many things. I'm not going to go into crazy detail about what you can use pendulums for, because that is an entire video in its own, which actually I do have a video talking about. It's basically like Pendulum 101. But there's so many ways you can use it. You can use it to clear your spiritual tools, to ask yes or no questions. You can even get more than just yes or no questions answered. But yeah, this pendulum, Oh, she's my baby. I love her. I love her, love her. Oh my God, I love her. Anyway, so those are the items that I reached for and utilized the most of January. Let me know in the comments, have you used any of these decks or oils or anything? And let me know how you felt about January and what you are looking most forward to for February. I have a big announcement coming up. I'm not officially announcing it yet. But it's a really big announcement and I'm really excited about it and I can't wait to share it with you guys and hopefully I will be ready to have it available for you guys in March. I'm really excited. So keep your eye out for that. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also subscribe to the Goddess Life podcast, which can be found on iTunes, Google Play, and most podcast apps. That is my podcast. It's a weekly podcast with practical, inspirational tips and activities to help you embrace and embody your inner goddess and to help align your mind, body, and spirit. I also like to feature guests on there. So about once a month or twice a month, sometimes we have a special guest on to share their beautiful wisdom and knowledge and expertise. And it's just been so much fun and I love it. So go check that out and I will talk to all of you guys later. Peace and love, everybody. Bye.